Eagle. A minute and 23 seconds left to play in the first half. 21-yard penalty at gain on that play. Minnesota 13-3 over Buffalo, second quarter. Kansas City still over Seattle 14-0. Tampa Bay 6-3 over Detroit, nothing but field goals, and the Bears have just scored on a pass from Peyton to the quarterback McMahon.
Same play Dallas did a week ago.
Right. Here's Randall Cunningham coming out of the pocket, gets away, loses a shoe, almost lost a foot. Is finally taken down by Andy Hedden.
Andy Hedden made a great play on that. Watch this. If he comes in here, he's going to come from Cunningham's left side. Now watch him. He comes flying in here. Cunningham is setting up. He's looking, but watch Hedden right there. It looked like it was being held, knocked over, grabbed a foot on Cunningham, then bounced up, and he's still going to be in here at the end to finish him off as Cunningham tries to cut back.
And
they just didn't give him any place to go.
The ever-present Leonard Marshall was there again. Hedden caused the confusion. Giants 5 sacks, Philadelphia 2 sacks. Brent Nerd will bring you up to date on all the scores and highlights at the half. And Tom Brookshire will report on the NFL instant replay issue. Is a judgment call good enough? They better be.
So they had that one here they're going to talk. I mean, how you can call something and say that it was a missed call and then penalize the reaction to it. Someplace they got to take the blame. Hey, we fouled up, so I guess, if we can foul up, maybe it's okay for you to foul up. When you say we fouled up, it doesn't count, but yours does. I wonder if Brookshire is going to talk about that.
I imagine he will. Cunningham to Haddock. Michael Haddock gets to about the half 48. Terry Kennard was with him. Clock continues to run with a minute and 4 seconds, now 3. And the Eagles line up quickly, or try to. They still have all of their timeouts remaining. Beg your pardon, they only have 2 remaining. Here's Cunningham. Out of the spread. Good time. Now he takes off. Trying to get out of bounds. Doesn't make it. Clock still runs as Elvis Patterson cut him down. He couldn't find anything. That's one thing. When you play a rookie quarterback, no matter how mobile he is, he just is not able to pick up those secondary receivers. He doesn't know where to go with it, and the primary man is covered.
You see his left arm there, Pat? I think the thing to help him out, he has a list there of the plays. You see that thing hanging on between his elbow and his wrist right there? That's where he has the plays written, so that anytime that they send in a play that he's not sure of, he can just turn his left hand in and take a peek at what they want.
Marion Campbell was telling us yesterday that when he made the change from Jaworski to Cunningham, he shortened and simplified much of the play calling terminology to make it easier for Randall Cunningham.
In normal terminology, you call the formation and any motion would be involved, and you also call all the blocking of the line and the back. So what he did is he just knocked the blocking off, let the lineman and back learn the assignment with the number, and just call the play.
McConkey is standing back at about the 10, and Michael Horan. Way to his right, he's had some problems. That kick goes out of bounds at about the Giant 26. Only a 19-yard punt. There will be someone meeting him on the sideline. Phil Simms, 6 out of 10 for 89 yards today. Giant field goal kicker, Jess Atkinson.
He hasn't even come close to getting a shot yet. Well, I guess he came close the time they fumbled down there in the goal line. He was probably getting ready for an extra point. But this guy does a lot of stuff. You see, he'll pull out those cords and cables, and he practices. He moves his own cage there. We saw him doing that. His own drink. More things he can do.
Very good at maintenance. Here's Simms with a lot of time. Pass is incomplete. George Adams looked a little confused at the end of that. Andre Waters was the nearest Eagle defender.
I think Adams was trying to make a cut and cut back to this inside, and he was making his cut right in the middle of trying to catch a ball. Those two things don't go together too well.
Second down, the Giants have 31 seconds. To work. It's still 0-0. And off to Tony Galbraith. He's made that play work throughout this year. They've averaged almost 10 yards a carry on that particular play. 21 seconds remaining.
This is a situation that the Eagles like to use their 8 defensive backs, but with Roynell Young out, they only have 7 active ones, so they have the 7 defensive backs in there, 1 linebacker being Reggie Wilkes.
To the Giant timeout, they have 1 left. 2 left, sorry.
That's it. Andre Waters there, number 20. We were talking to Marion Campbell, and he said, well, the thing is, he said we shouldn't go over all 7 we put in, just the guy we don't. He said, if we go 7, Waters doesn't go in. He said, if we go 8, that's the whole load of them. And of course, now, see, he's wrong. With Young out, he goes Waters, but he's 7.
Next Sunday, CBS Sports coverage of the NFL continues. Most of you will see the defending Super Bowl champion San Francisco 49ers take on the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Others will see either the Eagles against the Saints or the Minnesota Vikings against the Los Angeles Rams. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. John Madden and I will be in Atlanta. Same play again. Galbraith gets the Giants first down, and apparently they are content to let it go now.
Well, they got the first down. They'll probably take this time out here and go for one.
Yes, they do. Why not?
I think the first thing they want to do is get the first down and then figure, well, if we can get the first down, we still have 2 of them left, so we may as well use one, be able to keep one, and then maybe get a field goal here. Because if he can complete about a 25-yard pass, that would put him in field goal range, and they still have the 1 timeout.
Giants nothing, Philadelphia nothing. Mentioned before that Walter Payton for the Bears had thrown a touchdown pass to the quarterback, Jim McMahon, to add to the Bears' lead over the Redskins. That was Payton's 8th career touchdown pass.
That's why he's such a threat, because he's not just a runner. He's a runner. He's probably one of the best blockers in football maybe that's ever played, plus he can throw the ball.
Here's Sims now. The Giants have decided what it is they intend to do. Get it to Bobby Johnson. He gets it out of bounds. They still have 9 seconds remaining. A gain of 11 and another first down.
Well, they don't want to take the timeout here. Phil Simms is over in the sideline talking to Bill Parcells. He doesn't want to waste the timeout. He just ran over, talked to him, or ran back because he has to save the timeout if he completes the ball in the middle to get the field goal team in.
His concern now is the 30-second clock, and that's no problem. Here's Galbraith again. Trying to get loose. Finally does. 3 seconds on the clock. I don't think they can stop it again. Yes, they can. With 2 seconds remaining. Stop the clock. Out comes Atkinson. I don't think he can get it there from here.
He'd need a little cannon booster or something.
One thing that he does have as an advantage is that he does get the ball up in the air very quickly.
And he has to get it 56 yards because this will be a 56-yard field goal. Well, you have to get it 57 so you can clear the bar.
Yeah, it's got to be, it's got to be up. It's got to be coming almost straight down if it's just 57, doesn't it?
Right. Well, he's been warming up all day, so he should be warm. Just the body Atkinson.
Good day to get warm.
Right.
Rutledge is the holder. This would be a Giant record
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chevrolet, who invites you to see, drive, and live today's Chevrolet. Rich, smooth Meisterbrow, the beer that only tastes expensive. And by AC Delco, the smart parts.
As she wrote.
The Battle of Texas is a fierce one right now. The Dallas Cowboys, they have sacked Warren Moon 7 times. They've intercepted 3 of his passes, and the Cowboys have the only touchdown in that game. Moon is going to take a shot here from Randy White. Watch him come on the loop. And Moon scrambles back to recover his own fumble, and Hugh Campbell says we could be in for a long afternoon. Tony Dorsett sets up the Cowboy touchdown. Great move to the outside, a 30-yard run, and then it was Danny White.
Cowboys have a well-balanced attack. They can go to the air when they have to. This time, White elects to go to his running back, Timmy Newson, who scrambles in from 7 yards out for the touchdown.
And, of course, that's not the only defensive battle. You're watching one over in Philadelphia. Giants miss a field goal as time runs out in the first half. The Raiders and New England, back and forth. Both defenses have scored touchdowns in that game. Minnesota and Buffalo. Tommy Kramer with the hot hand in that game. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes for Bud Grant. Here's the first one. He'll drill Leo Lewis, and it's a 10-yard scoring strike for the Vikes. Now, here is the play of the game. Vince Ferragamo under pressure, throws it up, and watch what happens. You talk about a refrigerator. How big is this fella, Irv?
He's 6 feet tall, weighs 302 pounds. Look at that beef move.
Go get it, Timmy. And Tommy Kramer threw it into the end zone to Ted Brown, who will make the catch on this play. It was a 15-yard touchdown. Kramer has subsequently gone to Anthony Carter for 43 yards, and they failed to hit their 3rd extra point, and it's 20-3 right now in that game. Green Bay and St. Louis, Randy Wright is not the answer to that game, and the Cardinals are all over him right now. It is 16-0. Kansas City over Seattle, 21-0 in a rainstorm in Kansas City right now. Tampa Bay and Detroit. Detroit leading at the half in that game, 10-6 over the Buccaneers, and of course they are playing that game in the Motor City. Now Washington and Chicago, and what a game this is. The Redskins led it 10-0. Then Mike Ditka and the Bears regrouped, and watch what happened. This is a double-edged sword as far as Washington is concerned, because the kicker, Jeff Hayes, in diving to try and bring Galt down, injured a thigh. And on the very next series, Joe Theismann says, I'll try it. His first punt in the National Football League, he shanks it. It's a 2-yard punt and out of bounds. And on the very next play, Jim McMahon burned the secondary, going to Dennis McKinnon, and the Bears had the lead in the game. Then Theismann fumbled. They got it back out of the shotgun. Here's Walter Payton, and Payton says, Jimbo, where are you? Get open. Folks, Walter Payton has completed 9 passes in his NFL career, 8 of them for touchdowns. And the NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations. Welcome back to New York. You know, this year during the preseason, the NFL experimented with the use of instant replay. It was a court of last resort in deciding close calls by officials. Next month, the league's competition committee will meet to decide whether or not to use this innovation in the playoffs. Now, our Tom Brookshire, who has never been shy about second-guessing officials, has his own strong view on this controversial subject, and you may be surprised to find out